Narayanam namaskrityam naram cheva narottamam devim saraswatim vyasam tato jayamudiraet nashtaprayeshu abhadreshu nityam bhagavata sevaya bhagavati uttama shloke bhaktir bhavati naishtiki. So we're reading from the 10th canto. This is chapter 67. Balram slays Dvivida gorilla. And yesterday we discussed the 3rd verse. The 4th verse onwards, several verses don't have purports. We can show the 16th verse. That has somewhat of a sizable purport, which we will discuss. And then the rest of the chapter is again not many purports. So if time permits, we can discuss the entire pastime. Shri Gaunitaya ki jai, RadhaRasbihariTemple Vishaka ki jai, Sitaram Lakshman ki jai, Prabhupada ki jai. So this is verse number 16. Tam tasya avinayam drishtva deshan cha tat upadrutan krudha musalam adatta halam cha ari jighamsaya tam tasya vinayam drishtva deshamscha tadupadrutan krudo mushalam adatta halam chari jighamsaya tam tasya vinayam drishtva deshamscha tadupadrutan krudo mushalam adatta halam chari jighamsaya tam tasya vinayam drishtva deshamscha tadupadrutan krudo mushalam adatta halam chari jighamsaya tam tasya vinayam drishtva deshamscha tadupadrutan halam chari jighamsaya tam tasya vinayam drishtva deshamscha tadupadrutan krudo mushalam adatta halam chari jighamsaya tam tasya vinayam drishtva deshamscha tadupadrutan krudo mushalam adatta halam chari jighamsaya. Mataji. Tam tasya vinayam drishtva deshamscha tadupadrutan krudo mushalam adatta halam chari jighamsaya. Word for word. Tam, that. Tasya, his. Avinayam, rudeness. Drishtva, seeing. Deshan, the kingdoms. Cha, and. Tat, by him. Upadrutan, disrupted. Krudaha, angry. Mushalam, his club. Adatta, took. Halam, his plow. Cha and Ari, the enemy. Jighamsaya, intending to kill. Translation and purports by the disciples of His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki. Translation. Lord Balram saw the ape's rude behavior and thought of the disruptions he had created in the surrounding kingdoms. Thus the Lord angrily took up his club and his plough weapon, having decided to put his enemy to death. Purport. The word avinayam means without humility. Dvivida, completely lacking in modesty and humility, shamelessly performed the most wicked activities. Lord Balaram knew of the great disturbances Dvivida had caused to people in general, apart from the vulgar behavior the ape was exhibiting in the Lord's own presence. The offensive ape would now have to die. Om Jnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurun Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namah Shri Chaitanya Manobishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvetam Savadhutam Parijana Sahityam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitamscha Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Shrimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Shesha Shunyavadi Pashtatya Deshatarine Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Shrimate Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Ti Namine Shri Varshabhanavi Devi Daitaye Kripabdaye Krishna Sambandha Vijnana Daine Prabhave Nama Madhuryojvala Premadhyay Shri Rupanuga Bhaktida Shri Gaura Karuna Shakti Vigrahaya Namastute Namaste Gauravani Shri Murtaye Dinatarine Rupanuga Virud Apa Siddhanta Dvanta Harine Namo Gaura Kishoraya Sakshat Vairagya Murtaye Vipralambara Sambodhe Padam Bhujayate Nama Namo Bhakti Vinodaya Satchidananda Namine Gaura Shakti Swarupaya Rupanugavarayate Gauravir Bhava Bhumestvam Nirdesta Sajjana Priya Vaishnava Sarva Bhauma Shri Jagannathayate Nama Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Nama Namo Mahavadanyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namne Gauratvishi Nama Panchatattvatmakam Krishnam Bhakta Rupa Swarupakam Bhaktavatar Bhaktakhyam Namami Bhakta Shaktikam He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopesa Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namastute Jayatam Surato Pangor Mama Manda Matirgati Matsarvasya Padam Bhojau Radha Madana Mohanau Divyad Vrindaranya Kalpadrumadaha Srimad Ratnagara Simhasanastau Srimad Radha Srila Govinda Devo Preshtalibi Sevyamanau Smarami Shriman Razarasarambi Vamshi Vatattatastitau Karshan Venu Swaner Gopi Gopinata Shriyestunaha Tapta Kanchana Gorangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Advaita Gadadhar Shrivasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare So we can go to verse 4. Yesterday verse 3 was discussed. So we will just read the translations till that verse which we purport was there. This is verse 4. Once, Dvivida tore up a number of mountains and used them to devastate all the neighboring kingdoms, especially the province of Anartha, wherein dwelt his friend's killer, Lord Hare. Verse 5. Another time he entered the ocean and, with the strength of 10,000 elephants, churned up its water with his arms and thus submerged the coastal regions. Mumbai is a coastal region. The wicked ape tore down the trees in the hermitages of exalted sages and contaminated their sacrificial fires with his feces and urine. Just as a wasp imprisons smaller insects, he arrogantly threw both men and women into caves in a mountain valley and sealed the caves shut with boulders. Once, while Dvivida was thus engaged in harassing the neighboring kingdoms and polluting women of respectable families, he heard very sweet singing coming from the Raivata mountain. So he went there. There he saw Sri Balram, the lord of the Yadus, adorned with a garland of lotuses and appearing most attractive in every limb. He was singing amidst a crowd of young women, and since he had drunk Varuni beverage, Varuni liquor, his eyes rolled as if he were intoxicated. His body shone brilliantly as he behaved like an elephant in rut. You know, when Krishna killed Kuvalayapid, the elephant, so in Padyavali there is this one verse which Rupa Goswami quotes, where it is glorified, this elephant in rut. When an elephant becomes extremely passionate and extremely angry, so from his temples, from this region, a liquid flows out. That's called as rut. So elephant in rut. So that liquid smells just like musk. Musk is a very beautiful smell, no? Very fragrant. Musk deer is very known for that. So this smell was coming. So when Krishna used his hands to kill Kuvalayapid, so that prayer glorifies that Krishna's entire body was having the fragrance of an elephant in rut. So here now this Lord Balram is behaving in the same way. Verse 11. The mischievous ape climbed a tree branch and then revealed his presence by shaking the trees and making the sound kila kila. There's just a small purport here where Prabhupada is quoted just repeating. The purport is the word Sakha Mriga indicates that the ape Dvivida, like ordinary apes, was naturally inclined to climb trees. Srila Prabhupada writes, this gorilla by the name Dvivida could climb up the trees and jump from one branch to another. Sometimes he would jerk the branches, creating a particular type of sound, kila kila, so that Lord Balram was greatly distracted from the pleasing atmosphere. That's the job of the demons, distracting the Lord from a pleasing atmosphere. Verse 12. When Lord Baldev's consorts saw the ape's impudence, they began to laugh. They were after all young girls who were fond of joking and prone to silliness. 13. Even as Lord Balram looked on, Dvivida insulted the girls by making odd gestures with his eyebrows, coming right in front of them and showing them his anus. Small purport again, just describing that. Srila Prabhupada writes, the gorilla was so rude that even in the presence of Balram, he began to show the lower part of his body to the women, and sometimes he would come forward to show his teeth while moving his eyebrows. Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti states that Dvivida would come right up to the women and move about, urinate, and so on. Angered, Lord Balram, the best of fighters, hurled a rock at him, but the cunning ape dodged the rock and grabbed the Lord's pot of liquor. Further infuriating Lord Balram by laughing and ridiculing him, the wicked Dvivida broke the pot and offended the Lord even more by pulling at the girl's clothing. Thus the powerful ape, puffed up with false pride, continued to insult Sri Balaram. And then this verse, which is, Lord Balram saw the ape's rude behavior and thought of the disruptions he had created in the surrounding kingdoms. Thus the Lord angrily took up his club and plow, having decided to put his enemy to death. Now, we may not have had experience of seeing or dealing with an ape, but we've had some experience of the monkeys of Vrindavan. They are from the same family. So, how many of you have had things snatched by the monkeys of Vrindavan from your hand or from your face? If you spend a lot of time in Vrindavan, you all will have that experience. I used to wear specs, and I got unlimited number of frames stolen by the monkeys that I gave up, and I got a LASIK surgery so that there is no tension of the Vrindavan monkeys. Earlier, like many years back, the monkeys were limited to some area of Vrindavan, like wherever the Goswami temples were, the main market. But now they have come, they've extended their influence. Like Mumbai city keeps expanding, everything is called Mumbai. So now every part of Vrindavan you go and see those apes, the monkeys. There's a very funny story when Srila Prabhupada was there. Once Shrutagirti Prabhu narrates the story that he heard he was down, Prabhupada was up in his quarters, and Prabhupada is shouting, "Catch the rascal! Where is the rascal going? Catch the rascal!" And Prabhupada is banging his cane. And Shrutagirti Prabhu thought, "Arey, ye kya ho gaya? Who has dared to go and cause disturbance there?" Shrutagirti Prabhu went running up, and he saw a monkey had taken Prabhupada's shoe and went and sat on top. And Prabhupada wants his shoe back. And Prabhupada is screaming at the monkey, "Rascal, he stole my slipper, get him back." And then he's telling Shrutagirti Prabhu, "Quickly go and get a piece of sweet." Now, those of you who have things stolen from the monkeys, you know, in Vrindavan now, what do you have to offer? Fruity. And the locals joke that ये थोड़े टाइम तक चलेगा फ्रूटी, एक बार वो मोबाइल फोन लेना सीख गए, उसके बाद फ्रूटी काम नहीं करेगा. Then notes will work. They may even have QR codes where you will have to scan. So Shrutagirti Prabhu went down, he got some Mangala arati sweets, and Prabhu was saying, "Toss it, give a little piece." And then Shrutagirti Prabhu tosses a little piece up, the monkey extends the shoe forward. As soon as Shrutagirti Prabhu gives him the peda, the monkey takes the shoe back. And this went on. Prabhupada said, "Give him a bigger piece." थोड़ा बड़ा piece दिया. वो monkey grabbed it and then immediately tucked Prabhupada's shoe back inside. And then Prabhupada said, just see, this is called monkey behavior. That's why we say that mind is like a monkey. Unpredictable. Now, deal ho raha hai, but no, you want that also and you want this also. That's like our mind. So then finally, the whole barfi, everything was offered. And when nothing else was there to give, the monkey is waiting. Aur kya doge? When nothing else was there, the monkey took Prabhupada's shoe and started chewing on it. And then Prabhupada said, "Now it is useless. Just give it up. Now what's the use?" Now, who is this monkey? We don't know. Who's got this wonderful fortune of chewing on, getting, Prabhupada's charan raj, the dust of Prabhupada's feet, and he's eating that. And after a while, he tossed the shoe back. And then Shrutagirti Prabhu said, "Just see Prabhupada, even after that, for a few days, Prabhupada continued to wear that shoe." So, some experience not of apes, but of monkeys, that they can be, they are like the animals, epitomize the mode of passion. Here, in this verse, there is this word, avinayam, which is rudeness, impoliteness. And here it is avinayam, and the Bhagavad-gita we have this verse, vinaya, vidya vinaya sampanne, brahmane gavi hastine, shuni cheva swapakecha, pandita samadarshana. So, to be the opposite of this kind of ape behavior, which is epitomized by rudeness, avinayam, there is vinay, there is humility. And so, you can say the anecdote of an ape-like behavior is humble behavior, which is like epitomizing what human behavior should be. Sometimes we say we are like two-legged animals. Because although we are human beings, our behavior is more like animalistic. So when we are rude, we are impudent, when we are very impolite, that's the behavior of Dvivida. That's the behavior of an ape. And every morning we recite the Shikshastakam, 3rd verse, Trinadapi Sunichena, Tarorapi Sahisnuna, Amanina, Manadena, Kirtanya, Sadahari. So we come to know that this is the quality that pleases Chaitanya Mahaprabhu the most. Humility. Right? If anyone will ask, what is the one thing that endears Chaitanya Mahaprabhu? That's humility. Everywhere he is mentioning this. To be able to chant. Mahaprabhu has come to give the holy name. To tell people to chant the holy name. And he is also saying, to be able to chant the holy name, to be able to constantly chant, we need humility. In the Chaitanya Charitamrita, this theme is shown again and again. Like for example, when Rupa Goswami and Sanatan Goswami, when Mahaprabhu went and met them at Ramkeli for the first time. Rupa Goswami and Sanatan Goswami, we all know they are very great positions in the government. One was the Prime Minister, the other was a Finance Minister. But when Mahaprabhu came, they went, they paid full obeisances with straw in their mouth. And they started offering prayers, and they are basically telling Mahaprabhu how low and how patit they are, and that they are not even worthy of coming in front of Mahaprabhu, and in this way they are presenting themselves to Mahaprabhu. Not fake humility, this is genuinely they were doing. It was so genuine that Mahaprabhu at that time only changed their names, and he said, Aji tona dhura naam Roop Sanatan, Denya chhadi tomar denya phate moraman. He said that from today onwards, you are not Dabir Khas Sakar Malik, you are Roop and Sanatan. Now please give up your humility. Denya chhadi. Give up your humility. Why? Tomar denya phate moraman. Your humility is breaking my heart. You are so humble, my heart is broken. You are not like what you are saying you are. I am so low, I am so... You are the highest personalities. And I am going to use you to reveal to the world Vrindavan and to reveal to the world the scriptures. So please give up your false humility. So they were very dear to Mahaprabhu because of this quality. And that is proved later on in Jagannath Puri, when Mahaprabhu is dancing in the Rath Yatra in front of Lord Jagannath's cart, and he recited a verse, a poem. And that poem seemed to be like an ordinary song describing the love affairs of a boy and a girl. It said that we are finally reunited on the banks of this river, underneath the moonlit night, and we can now, enjoy each other's company. And everyone is thinking, kya ho gaya Bhagwan ko? Ye kya bol rahe hain? What? Suddenly, in the middle of this, how did a so-called mundane song come? Everyone went back. When Mahaprabhu went to his hut, he saw above his hut, there was on a palm leaf, a verse was written. And then he saw that, and he read it, and he was like, Hare, who has written this? He said, Rupa Goswami. He said, my God, he has revealed my mind. And then that verse, Rupa Goswami basically deciphers that what Mahaprabhu is referring to is the meeting of Srimati Radharani and Lord Krishna. And when Radharani met Krishna again, and she's saying, finally we are reunited again. And I am remembering those nights on the banks of the Yamuna, where we used to meet, and we used to have our pastimes. So Mahaprabhu is saying, how did Rupa Goswami understand my mind? I purposely spoke it out without naming anyone, so it seemed like a mundane song. And then the devotee said, Lord, what is so great in that? Why are you so astonished that he could reveal your mind? After all, you have given him your mercy. Jai Shri Shri Gaur Nitai ki, SriSriRadhaRasbihariTemple Vishakha ji ki, Shri Shri Sitaram Lakshman Hanuman ji ki, Srila Prabhupada ki. So they said, because you were so endeared to Rupa Goswami and Sanatan Goswami because of their humility, you have given them your mercy. And because of your mercy, now Rupa Goswami is able to reveal your mind. So Like that, so many countless examples of how the Lord becomes pleased with this quality. In fact, even in our Srila Prabhupada's life, regularly, he's world Acharya. He's the one who has made Hare Krishna a household name. And the one because of whom now there are, how many? 800 plus temples, farms, centers all over the world. Prabhupada has taken Krishna, Krishna never leaves Vrindavan. Prabhupada had to force him. No. New York chalo, Melbourne chalo, London chalo, Russia chalo. And Jagannath is going there and Krishna. Prabhupada has made Vaishnavism, the culture, known to everybody. That Prabhupada, when he got out from the ship, the Jaladuta, just before he penned a poem, Markandeya Bhagavat Dharma. So that poem ends with Prabhupada signing off as the most unqualified, insignificant beggar, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami. The most unqualified, insignificant beggar. Prabhupada is not thinking that, yes, Krishna has chosen me to come to America. Kuch to dekha hoga mere andar. We get some, at least I get something and we feel, finally वो लोग पहचान लिए मेरे को. कुछ दिया है, कुछ facility दिया है, कुछ ये दिया है. Prabhupada is, and if you read that, I'm sure most of you have read it, even the verses before that, Prabhupada is saying, I don't know Krishna why you have brought me here. But because you have brought me, there must be some plan. Now you, if you want that I should do something, you empower me. You put words in my mouth that will be understandable to them. And in this way, you make me dance the way you want to. And then he ends, signed, the most insignificant, unfortunate, insignificant beggar. We see later on, even after disciples came, success came, the movement started spreading. Every time something good would happen and the disciples would glorify Prabhupada, what would Prabhupada say? It is all the mercy of my Guru Maharaj. In fact, my Guru Maharaj has sent all of you to assist me. Prabhupada used to say like that. He would not say, yeah, see, I translated the books and now they are going, or I did this. No, this is all my Guru Maharaj's mercy. Who am I? Who is Prabhupada? We know who is Prabhupada, but he's saying, who am I? This is my Guru Maharaj's mercy. He has sent all of you. No, they are thinking, अरे भेजना होता तो कोई अच्छे लोग भेजते. What is our background? All four regulative principles freely we are broken. Because of you, Prabhupada, we are becoming devotees. It's all because of you. And Prabhupada is saying, no, it's all because of my Guru Maharaj. Then further book distribution expanded, temples started coming up, Krishna Balram temple. This temple was almost done. Just before Prabhupada was leaving, he called his god brothers, and body was just bones, but still he would fold his hands with tears in his eyes. He was apologizing to each and every god brother and saying, I am sorry, I have offended you so much, please forgive me. And those genuine god brothers of Prabhupada, they used to start to cry and pay obeisances, and they say, what have you done? We have offended you so many times. We could not support you. You so many times before you went to America, you wanted to do this, you wanted to write, you wanted to preach. We created obstacles. You went and did everything on your own. You have not offended. We have offended. You forgive us. I go, no. You please forgive me. And like that to every god brother who would come to meet Prabhupada in the last days, he was begging in this way that please forgive me, please forgive me. So our founder Acharya is showing by his behavior the quality of humility, not just in instructions but in behavior also. And this is what will distinguish animalistic behavior and human behavior. So, pride and rudeness on one side, and this quality of humility. Now, at least I can speak for myself. Some of you may also have experience. It's not so easy to cultivate humility. It's quite difficult. Other things can be given up. Intoxication can be given up. Meat eating, for some of people like me who used to eat earlier, can be given up. All these other things can be given up. But this pride which is there, that I know and that I am someone, actually that is required for us to function in the material world. It's an inherent quality of a jiva when we come here, that identification with the body has to be there. And therefore some level of pride comes in. So therefore it is a very deep-rooted quality to be proud. Krishna says in the Bhagavad-gita, Ishwaroham aham bhogi siddhoham balavan sukhi. A person will strongly believe this, that I am in charge, I am the controller. Although when difficult situations come, we realize nothing is in my control. But as soon as those situations change, again we start to think, abhi sab kuch theek hai. So this is very inherent, it's very deep-rooted. But we are in the right place for this to go. And we all may be experiencing gradually our pride is reducing. There is some genuine quality of humility that is arising. So the process which Srila Prabhupada has given, starting from 4:30 a.m. to 9 p.m., the whole process involving sadhana, involving darshan, involving Bhagavad Shravan, then involving service during the day, then an evening program, prasadam, association of devotees. This process is sufficient to gradually inculcate this, reduce pride and inculcate humility if we do it properly. His Grace Bhurijan Prabhu, who spent several years in Vrindavan writing, he says once he was walking by and he saw this sugarcane machine. Generally the sugarcane machines which are manual. They take the sugarcane, they put it, lot of juice comes, then what do they do with it? They put it again. Some more juice comes. They don't stop. They fold it. They put it again. And then finally they do another fold where it becomes, the whole big stick becomes only this much. And usme ko 2-4 boond girenge. And then he stops. So Bhurijan Prabhu says that serving in our movement, in our ISKCON is like that. We serve and we are nichodod, this. And then again. He's like, it's just like the whole process Prabhupada has designed in such a way that every last drop of pride from our self has to come out. And it's just like this. Nichodo, aur karo. He's like, bas ho gaya. Acha, theek hai, aur seva do isko. Aur responsibility do. Aur prachar karo. Aur karo. It's like if you have even little bit of ability, you will get lot of mercy in this way. And so Bhurijan Prabhu compares it to that last drop of sugar cane bhi wo chhodta nahi hai, wo nikalta hi rehta hai till it becomes just completely devoid of anything, and then it's thrown. So he's like, we just have to ensure we don't mess up in such a bad way that we leave the movement or we leave the association of devotees. If we can just hang around, if we don't make ourselves so wicked or intolerable that we have to leave, if we just hang around, the process, the services and the devotees will ensure automatically this avinayam will go away. Now how that will happen, how this exactly process and all, that we have to leave to the Lord. But guaranteed it will happen. There are countless examples of that. We ourselves are examples. What we were, what we are now, at least there is some gradual improvement is happening. So never leave the association of devotees if we want this not to happen to us. So Dvivida is exhibiting just the opposite here. In Chaitanya Charitamrita, there is this pastime of Kala Krishna Das, which again shows the association of devotees is so important. Kala Krishna Das was Mahaprabhu's servant. And when he went to South India with Mahaprabhu, he had a small mistake. He got attracted to some gypsy woman. And Mahaprabhu saw him. Mahaprabhu had to rescue him from there, brought him back, took him, chalo, wapas chalo. When they went back to Jagannath Puri, at that time Mahaprabhu went to Nityananda and said, you sent him to help me. I ended up having to help him, to save him. Ye kaisa servant diya hai? Get him out. I don't want him in my association at all. Because he got attracted to a woman. He's a brahmachari. He's in my association. In my association, he can get attracted. Nikal do isko. So Lord Nityananda said, okay Lord, whatever you want, and took him aside and then said, Ruko, I have some service for you. What service? The Lord has told me to get lost. No, don't worry. Don't feel bad what the Lord is saying. Thoda ruk jao. Sounds familiar? Sometimes. Sometimes this happens, we go somewhere else. कोई बात है, वो क्रोधित हो गए, जाने दो, वो अच्छे हैं बहुत, थोड़े टाइम बाद शांत हो गए, तो तुम आओ, इधर आओ, ये करो. So Nityananda Prabhu said, देखो एक सेवा है. What? The devotees in Bengal are very eager, always eager to know what is the news of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So you go now, and your pura South India yatra hua, you go and narrate it to Sachi Mata, to Advaita Acharya, and to Srivas Thakur and all the devotees there. And similarly, we are very eager, and the Lord is very eager to know what's happening in Mayapur, what's happening in Navadvip. So wahan ka sab samachar leke yahan pe, come here and give that. And in this way, you keep doing this, back and forth, back and forth. So he went, told them the whole South India Yatra. In fact, it is because of Kala Krishna Das's service that Kaviraj Goswami eventually got the information of the South India Yatra. So he was there with Mahaprabhu. It was only him and Mahaprabhu. Mahaprabhu never said what he did. Kala Krishna Das did. So he went, did that. Then he came, told the devotees in Puri what's happening in Mayapur. Then again after a while, went. And like this, then he was accepted by Mahaprabhu again. And the devotees were so happy with him. So, although the Lord rejected him, but Nityananda Prabhu did not reject him. And Nityananda Prabhu engaged him in service of the devotees. And in this way, then he was again accepted. Whatever was the fault was removed. That same Lord Nityananda, who showed so much mercy there, here in the form of Balram is going to show some different mercy. Now here he cannot, because this is an ape. उसको वो नहीं बोल सकते, ठीक है तूने गलती किया छोड़ दे, तू जा अभी वो from Dwarka you go to Vrindavan and tell the news there and come here and tell the news there. No. So Krishna is as soft as a lotus, but as hard as a thunderbolt. Vajra dapi kathora, kusuma dapi kamala. So here the kathor mercy of that's also mercy. No? That's going to be seen here, because Dvivida's main intention was to trouble the devotees. We read he's troubling the sadhus, he's urinating in the yajna, he's troubling the gopis of Lord Balram, he's behaving badly with them. So the Lord can tolerate personal insult, but he can never tolerate insult to the devotees. So many examples of that, including, Jagai Madai. Lord said, chhod do wo sab, my weapon is the holy name and, humility. To hell with all that. My Nityananda has been insulted. Sudarshan is ready, coming. Lord Nityananda is saying, no. Okay, beg forgiveness. Nityananda, I forgive him. Okay, then. Same with Ambrish Maharaj's pastime. Durvasa Muni. Again, Sudarshan is always ready. Lord is also always ready. And then the devotee intervenes. Jane do. Ambrish. If Ambrish has forgiven you, only then. Otherwise, my forgiveness is not applicable here because you offended my devotee. So 2 days back, Vishwanath Prabhu was also emphasizing on this, the offenses to devotees. So it's a very grave thing. So here, then Lord Balram thinks, okay, nothing doing. This means that now my mercy in a different form has to come. This whole pastime shows that when bad offenses to devotees, bad association, and that leads to, performing all these wrong activities. And then complete devotion goes away. So now then Lord Balram takes up his gada, and now he is going to fight with Dvivida, and we know how that ends. That it ends in the ape dying. So the next few verses, this chapter ends with the next few verses. Again, they are all short verses. So we'll just read that, and in this way we will understand the whole pastime. This is verse 17 now. So this is after Lord Balram now decides that I have to kill him. Enough is enough. Mighty Dvivida also came rushing forward to battle. Uprooting a shala tree with one hand, he rushed towards Balram and struck him on the head with a tree trunk. But Lord Sankarshan remained as motionless as a mountain and simply grabbed a log as it fell upon his head. He then struck Dvivida with his club named Sunanda. Struck on the skull by the Lord's club, Dvivida became brilliantly decorated by the outpour of blood, like a mountain beautified by red oxide. It is, when we read the pastime of Bhishma Dev, that is, Bhishma was in which ras? Virya ras, chivalry, chivalrous ras. So the gopis would like to see, like how Radha Rasbihari is beautifully decorated every day, the gopis would like to see them decorated like that. In fact, when we started this calendar service, so we used to always say, "Chota garland banaiye, Lord ka body dikhega." And Surangi Mataji used to come and say, "Nahi, Radha Rasbihari has to be decorated like this. He has to be decorated with beautiful flowers." So that's the mood. The mood of the gopis is like that the Lord should be decorated like that. But Bhishma Dev is in a different mood. He is in chivalrous mood. So for him, like the decoration of chandan and red oxide on the temples of the Lord, for him that's like blood. So Bhishma, when Krishna broke his promise, he said, Bhishma is like, "Chalo dekhte hain." And he vows, his most dear Arjuna, he vows, "Tomorrow I will kill him. And then the only way I will not do is if Krishna has to come." He is knowing deep down, in front of protecting Arjuna, what is Krishna's vow? Krishna will easily give up. And then to keep Bhishma's vow. So Krishna's vow, Bhishma's vow. "I'll make Krishna fight. To hell with my vow." Krishna comes with a wheel running towards Bhishma. And at that time, Bhishma says, "My life is perfect." If you read that, 9th chapter of the first canto, Bhishma is seeing the blood coming from the Lord's face and the wound marks, and he's feeling pleasure, thinking, "Look how great my Lord is." He doesn't have to do any of these things. He didn't even have to come here as a charioteer, but he's doing that for Arjuna. And now he knew that I wanted to see him like this, and he's so kindly reciprocating with me also. And that's when Bhishma thought, "My life is perfect." So here Dvivida is getting decorated in this way. Ignoring the wound, Dvivida uprooted another tree, stripped it of leaves by brute force, and struck the Lord again. Now enraged, Lord Balram shattered the tree into hundreds of pieces, upon which Dvivida grabbed yet another tree and furiously hit the Lord again. This tree too, the Lord smashed into hundreds of pieces. Thus fighting the Lord, who again and again demolished the trees he was attacked with, Dvivida kept on uprooting trees from all sides until the forest was treeless. Deforestation. The angry ape then released a rain of stones upon Lord Balram, but the wielder of the club easily pulverized them all. Then there's a quote from Krishna book. Prabhupada writes, "When no more trees were available, Dvivida took the help of hills and threw large pieces of stone like rainfall upon the body of Balram. Lord Balram, in a great sporting mood, began to smash those big pieces of stone into mere pebbles." Even today, there are many sports wherein people enjoy striking a ball or similar object with a stick or a bat. This sporting propensity exists originally in the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who playfully, Leelaya, pulverized the deadly boulders hurled at him by the powerful Dvivida. The origin of cricket is in Lord Balram's pastime with Dvivida. That does not mean we should play cricket. Everything has its origin in the purest form in the Lord or his pastimes. And the perverted form is in this. The Lord is using this to enact his leelas, to give a lesson to the demon to protect the devotees. We do it to have fun. That becomes the perverted reflection. Yes, 4 more verses. Dvivida, the most powerful of apes, now clenched his fists at the end of his palm tree-sized arms, came before Lord Balram and beat his fists against the Lord's body. So this is the last nail in the coffin. Now he's crossed all limits. He's hit the Lord with his fists. Balramji is anyway in an angry mood, even otherwise, and now he's instigated that. The furious lord of the Yadavas then threw aside his club and plough, and with his bare hands hammered a blow upon Dvivida's collarbone. The ape collapsed, vomiting blood. In Krishna, Srila Prabhupada writes, this time Lord Balram became most angry. Since the gorilla was striking him with his hands, he would not strike him back with his own weapon, the club or the plough. Simply with his fists, he began to strike the collarbone of the gorilla. This striking proved to be fatal to Dvivida. So here also Lord Balram is showing maryada. Dvivida ne apna weapons chhod diya. There were no more trees left. There were no more rocks left. So he used his hands. So Balram said, my plough, my club, I will also leave. And Balram also got into a fist fight, gave him a blow. When he fell, O tiger among the Kurus, Parikshit Maharaj, Raivata mountain shook along with its cliffs and trees like a wind-tossed boat at sea. The word tanka here indicates not only the mountain cliffs but also fissures and other spots where water had accumulated. All these mountainous areas shook and trembled when Dvivida fell. In the heavens, the demigods, perfect mystics and great sages cried out, victory to you, obeisances to you, excellent, well done, and showered flowers upon the Lord. Having thus killed Dvivida, who had disturbed the whole world, the Supreme Lord returned to his capital as the people along the way chanted his glories. Thus end the purports of the humble servants of His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, through 10th canto, 67th chapter of Srimad Bhagavatam, entitled Lord Balram Slays Dvivida Gorilla. So we get this lesson from this pastime. One is about offenses to devotees. That leads to then bad association. We are forced to go into this bad association, and then that gets the best of the ape out in us. Ape-like behavior comes. And therefore, to develop this quality of humility, which is complete opposite of what the ape-like quality of avinaya is. And to do that, we are reassured by the devotees that if we just stick around in the association of devotees, if we just stick around in Prabhupada's movement, if we just stick around in performing this day-to-day devotional service, it is so nice, we are packed up in this association of devotees that we'll be safe. His Holiness Loknath Maharaj, he says that in Kumbh Mela, now next year Kumbh Mela is coming. Kumbh Mela is in which month? January. It's very cold. Magh. And it is in Prayagraj. It's very, very cold, North India. So Loknath Maharaj says at that time, especially, the auspicious time of bathing is usually in Brahma Muhurat. It's extremely cold over there. So he said the trick is, somehow or the other, you just get enough courage to go somewhere near the Sangam. And after that, even if you feel, bahut thanda hai, mujhe jana hai, you will not be able to go because there will be so many people, so many devotees who are going into the river कि आपको वो forcefully अंदर लेके ही जाएंगे, डुबकी मरा के forcefully बाहर भी लेके आएंगे. So he said that's the trick. Just go somewhere near them, and then no matter how cold you are feeling or how uncomfortable you are feeling, आपका स्नान जिसके लिए आप गए थे उधर वो हो जाएगा. So similarly, whatever else, whatever difficulty we have, whatever disturbances are there, genuinely, we may be wronged. If we just remain in the movement, if we just remain in association of devotees, just like Burijan Prabhu says, every drop, they will not even spare the last drop. वो भी निकाल देंगे. And that's for our benefit. And ultimately, we pray to Lord Balram. Lord Balram is Adi Guru. He is the representative of the spiritual master, is the representative of Balram. Once when Tamal Krishna Maharaj, he went to Prabhupada after the Vrindavan temple was opened. And he had a list of Prabhupada, this is not happening proper, that is not happening proper. How will I manage this? How will this happen? And whole list. Prabhupada heard him patiently. Prabhupada said, do one thing. Go to the temple, stand in front of Krishna Balram and pray to Lord Balram. Pray to Lord Balram for a solution. Pray to Lord Balram for spiritual strength. And Lord Balram, who's the wielder of the plow, will remove whatever is undesirable and will make a land which is tilled, fertile for the creeper of devotion to grow. So he said, go in front of Krishna Balram and pray, dear sirs, these are my problems, now you please help me. So Lord Balram, to devotees of such a mood, he is very merciful. And then if our mood somehow changes, then also he is very merciful. Both ways he is merciful. Now we have to see what mercy of Lord Balram we want. We want the mercy of Pralambasur. We want the mercy of Dhenukasur. We want the mercy that he showed to Dvivida. Or we want the mercy that he shows to the devotees. The choice is ours. But praying to Lord Balram, in this way, the ape-like tendencies which are in our heart, by the mercy of Lord Balram, by the mercy of the Guru, Srila Prabhupada, our spiritual master, the devotees, by that, these tendencies, if we just stick around, they will go away. Hare Krishna. Shri Baldav ki. Any comments, any corrections, any questions?
Comment, Prabhuji.
So thank you for no question and a comment. Your questions are known to be very interesting, so comment is good.
Offenses, in terms of offenses, I was reading in Daksha Prajapati section. There, Prabhupada writes, sometimes when we sit closed feet, when our feet touches us, we don't take it seriously. But the same feet touches others, then we ask for forgiveness. Similarly, Prabhupada writes one more statement. He says, when there is a heat on the feet, we may tolerate it. No, when there is a heat on the head, we can tolerate it. When there is a heat in the feet, we cannot tolerate it. Similarly, Krishna, if we offend him, there is a chance that we can ask for forgiveness, we can chant more. But when we offend devotees, it is very serious. Krishna takes it very seriously. And he takes out the last, what is it? Last
drop of pride. Thank you. So, offenses to devotees are not taken lightly by Krishna. Solution is to go to those devotees and genuinely ask for forgiveness. Not in the mind, but opening mouth and genuinely asking for forgiveness. If we feel that we have offended anybody, ultimately Vaishnavas are very humble and they are very forgiving. So we will be forgiven, but we should go and make the first step. Yes, Prabhu. There is, Swayam Bhagwan Keshav Maharaj, he says, once I gave a class, and at the end of the class, one person came and says, very nice class, amazing class. He said, oh really, which point did you like the most? He said, you ended on time. And the exact same thing happened with me last time. Prabhu, very nice. Aapne 9 baje ke pehle khatam kiya. Very good. So we have achieved the same here today also, barring the questions. Yes.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Thank you so much for the wonderful lecture. Prabhuji, my question is, would you know why exactly Lord Balram was tolerating so much? Like after seeing what he was doing to the gopis and then the scenery that he was creating over there, and then he was hitting him 100 times, and then finally it turned into a hand-fist fight, and only then he finally took his life. Because with Krishna we see he kills the demons very quickly. So there is difference.
Lord Balram is more dramatic. No, even when you read Narsimha Leela, in the purpose, Prabhupada writes, Hiranyakashipu could have been killed like that by Narsimha Dev. Narsimha Dev is purposely, it's like a cat with a rat. थोड़ा जाने दिया और मजा आएगा, वापस पकड़ो. फिर थोड़ा जाने दिया, वापस पकड़ो. And like that, Narsimha Dev was having fun with Hiranyakashipu. Hiranyakashipu in his ignorance is thinking, देखा अबे निकल गया, देखा अभी भगवान थोड़ा फंस गए हैं. And but Narsimha Dev is just having fun with him. So similarly, whenever demons supposedly get the upper hand, the demigod starts saying, oh, क्या हो गया, माय गॉड, हमारा भगवान गए तो हम भी गए, पोजीशन गया. It's like all the ministers right now are just praying that anyway. So because somewhere there is not that 100% confidence, but devotees like Prahlad have full confidence. अरे भगवान टाइम पास कर रहे हैं खाली, भगवान अपना मस्ती कर. Because in the spiritual world there is no fight. In the spiritual world there are only rumors. अरे द्विविधा आ रहा है, and then everyone goes and takes shelter of Balram. There's no Dvivida in the spiritual world who's going to come and do these things. So that Leela the Lord can only enjoy in the material world. So it's like a father and a son also. Father allows the son, ठीक है मार और कर, क्या करना है. So like that Balram is toying with Dvivida, planting the seed of cricket. And then finally that हो गया, सब हो गया, अभी मैं करूँ. And if you notice, every time the end happens with one blow only. It's always the Krishna book, Bhagavatam, the end happens with one fatal blow. But before that the Lord is enjoying. That's also enjoyment for the Lord. He's not going to get that from the devotees. So then sometimes devotees come as demons, sometimes genuine demons are there. And the Lord is having fun. Ultimately, the Bhagavatam is there to attract us to the Lord. And attraction to Lord will lead to distraction or less attraction to the material world. And this attraction for some is in the pastimes with the gopis, and for some it is in these chivalrous leelas. And so the Lord does all kinds of pastimes to show us this is what you are missing. Just give up this pride and these things, and this is what you are going to get. And so he's, otherwise the chapter will start, every chapter will be one verse only. ये आया भगवान ने उसको मार दिया, next ये आया भगवान ने उसको मार दिया. Bhagavatam 10th canto would have been 90 verses. And for us to deliberate upon, you see, and that the descriptions are there of Lord Balram, his red eyes, and his intoxication with drinking Varuni, and then you can picture those things. Oh, this is how beautiful the Lord is, and then this is in the end, whatever problem I have, it is not as much as the impudence of Dvivida. So the Lord will destroy that also. I just have to stick to it. So therefore these pastimes are elaborated more and more. Hare Krishna. Grantraj Srimad Bhagavatam ki, Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ki, Samaveta Bhakta Vrinda ki, Jai Nitai Gaur Premanande, Hari Bol.